This is what it must have been like, that first Thanksgiving in the New World. Dear Diary, for my 12th birthday, Mom and Dad gave me a blank journal. And they said I was going to grow up to be an amazing woman, and that I should start writing everything down because years from now, people will want to know about my childhood and all those events, personal and global, that helped shape me.
It's got a lock and key, so you can write down anything you want, and no one but you will be able to read it.
Happy birthday, sweetheart. Your mom and we're very proud of you. You're such a good girl, Betty.
Unlike me, right? Who's nothing but a total embarrassment and disappointment to you. That's what you're implying, isn't it?
One night, that's all I want. One night without all this.
Polly, no one's implying anything. We're proud of both of you, equally.
Well, that's just bull.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. I love it so much. I'm going to start writing in it tonight.
I wouldn't worry about locking that, sis. A, I can pick it, and B, you never do anything remotely interesting. So why would anyone want to read about your boring life?
I wish I knew why Polly hated me so much, Diary. Dear Diary, an incredible thing happened today. The richest and most beautiful girl in junior high, Veronica Lodge, asked me to sit with her at lunch.
Hi, you're pretty. Let's be friends.
When I told my mom about it, she said,
I feel for that girl, and her mother.
How come?
God, could you be more clueless? Her dad cheats on her mom. That's how come your new BFF is such a mean, stuck-up, snooty little princess.
Except Veronica's not mean. Not exactly.
Attending Ethel Mugg's birthday party? That would be akin to committing social suicide.
She just doesn't realize sometimes how easy it can be to hurt someone's feelings.
You can't go, Betty. Especially not now that we're besties. Forget the party. Just come over and I'll have Smithers give us mani-pedis.
Actually, Diary, when I really think about it, Veronica and Polly are a lot alike. What does that say about me, I wonder? Dear Diary, a new family moved into the house next door. Mom sent me over it with a hello apple pie.
Oh, hey, I'm Archie. This guy's name is Vegas.
I'm Betty. This pie's from my mom. Welcome to the neighborhood. Your dog's cute. Gotta go. Bye. His bedroom window faces mine, and I was telling Polly how Archie was standing on his desk hanging posters in his room last night. And she made us switch. Can you believe it?
I'm older. I want the one with the view.
But then after a few days, she made us switch back.
I don't know what that dork's problem is, but he never waves high.
But that was just with Polly. Diary,
Hey, psst! Hi!
Archie waves at me all the time. Hi! Dear Diary, Veronica met Archie today.
My locker's stuck. Would you mind helping? I'd hate to break a nail. Or a sweat. You're Archie, right? Or should I call you Archiekins?
Which means basically my life is over. Dear Diary, I hate, double underline hate Veronica Lodge.
Sorry, Betty, but cheerleading tryouts were particularly cutthroat this year.
Is what she said, but really she just doesn't want any competition for Archie. Dear Diary, the worst thing ever.
But, Betty...
Veronica's mom died. After the funeral, she asked me to stay over with her. We talked all night long about her mom and how hard it's been for her these last few years, and all that stuff with her dad. Underneath it all, Veronica's a good person. I'd hate to do anything that would upset.
Betty? Am I interrupting?
Never, Archie. Hi.
We're getting ready to push on. What are you up to?
Oh, I was just... Before we left Veronica's house, I got Smithers to give me one of his blank journals, since we couldn't go by my house to get my diaries. I've been trying to recreate them, to remember, so I wouldn't forget what life was like before... It's stupid.
No, it's a great idea. So, am I in there?
Are you kidding? You're all over it.
That's good. What? What's funny?
Nothing, just... Your beard's still itchy to me. Scratchy.
I mean, who's got time to shave during a zombie apocalypse?
Good point. Dear Diary, it's been 4 weeks since the night of the Halloween dance, when Jughead, as we started calling him, shuffled into the gym and bit Ethel, and everything changed forever. 2 days after leaving Riverdale, when it seemed like we'd put enough distance between us and hell, Archie suggested we stop for a funeral.
We don't have anything to bury, you simpleton.
Doesn't matter, Lodge. We're still human. We need this.
So we gathered pieces of wood and made some gravestones. And Smithers, who apparently has everything in that magic satchel of his, pulled out a piece of chalk so we could write their names on the wood. The names of our dead. Jughead Jones and Ethel Muggs, Waldo Witherby and Geraldine Grundy, Moose Mason and Midge Clump, Pop Tate and Mr. Andrews, Mom and Dad. So many others we know about and don't know about. Ginger's parents, Nancy's parents, Chuck's and Dilton's, Reggie's mom and dad. It was almost too overwhelming to consider. We stood there, not saying anything. I thought Mr. Lodge might give a speech, but no. Ginger whispered a prayer in Spanish.
En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amen.
And then this line when we did Our Town freshman year, when I played Emily Webb, popped into my head. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute. Archie played George Gibbs. Miss Grundy directed us, but he didn't remember the line that came next. But Dilton, who played the stage manager, because he's the only one who could memorize all the lines, did, and answered,
No, the saints and poets maybe, they do some.
That finally did it. Everything I've been keeping inside me since being trapped at Veronica's came gushing out. I started to cry, for Mom and Dad, for Polly, wherever she is, for all of our friends. And this time,
Betty.
it was Archie's turn to comfort me. Just as hell itself caught up to us.
Horde!
It took us half a second to realize what Kevin was referring to. He couldn't just yell zombies. He later told me he wanted something with a little more je ne sais quoi, was how he put it. They were all there, Diary. The dead, we just buried. They were following us, pursuing us. That became our life. Running, always running, barely ahead of the monsters chasing us.
Everyone move! Move! Kevin, Ginger. Aim for Jughead. He's their leader.
Done. Red?
We needed rest. They didn't.
Crap. Keep running. There's too many of them.
By the end of our first week, it was clear. Jughead may have been patient zero, another Kevinism. Diary, but whatever had begun in Riverdale was spreading, surrounding us, sometimes even outpacing us. Our scouts, Kevin and Ginger, told us as much.
We should lay low for a bit. They're everywhere.
And it's not just people we know anymore. It's like everyone. The whole world.
So fast? How is that possible?
Dilton explained the cryptoscience to us.
Bubonic plague killed 75 million people in 3 or 4 years. We humans, have only ever effectively eradicated 2 infectious diseases, cattle plague and smallpox. Based on the little we know, a single person, Jughead, infected 20 people that first night. By the end of day 2, we'd be at, let's say, 562 people turned. By day 3, that number would be 9,672. By the end of week 1, and here's where it gets super scary, there'd be over 200,000 people infected conservatively.
Super crap. We stick to the plan and keep moving towards the CDC in Pittsburgh.
Which is what we did, Diary. Always walking on country roads. Following highways but never on the highways themselves. If we saw the horde, we hid from them. If we came across other people, other survivors, we pretty much did the same. Everyone agreed it was too risky to assume people were good and decent and meant us no harm. The world, our universe, had fundamentally changed. Progress was slow. It got colder. We suited up. Archie, some of the other boys, stopped shaving. One night, towards the end of week 2, while we huddled around the fire for warmth and comfort, Cheryl said,
"Isn't it about time that hag Sabrina showed up to wiggle her nose, or whatever the hell she does, to make everything go back to normal? Isn't that what always happens in these stories?"
Then Nancy said,
It's so weird that you say that. I had a dream about Sabrina last night.
which prompted Ginger to say,
You did? Me too. See, muchacha? We still have our special connection.
I dreamt about Sabrina too.
Oh, whatever, Chuck.
We realized then we'd all started dreaming about Sabrina. Not the exact dream, but close variations. Sabrina drowning, Sabrina fighting an octopus, Sabrina having dinner, sitting at a banquet table with these inhuman things. Dream meshing, Dilton called it the next day as we resumed walking. Always walking. I've never been so exhausted, Diary. Not even when I was cramming for the PSATs. The one bright spot, the only thing that gives me hope, is that somehow, amidst the insanity, Archie and I finally found each other.
Who's got time to shave during a zombie apocalypse?
Good point. As we approach camp, we stop holding hands. We don't even discuss it. It's instinctual. We can't let anyone know. But especially not Veronica.
Oh, good. You finally tracked her down. What were you doing, Betty? Collecting leaves for a scrapbook?
It would just kill her, Diary.
It was my fault. I got turned around in the woods.
Oh, I'm certain.
Anywho, why aren't we packed to move out?
Because we're camping here tonight, Andrews. It's Thanksgiving. Smithers just informed us. So we're staying put and having a civilized dinner.
Mr. Lodge.
This will not be a discussion. We've swept the area for these hideous beasts and it's all clear. There's plenty of wildlife in the woods, as we've seen. We have weapons. Some of us have the skills to hunt. Our homes have been taken from us, and I won't see the same happen to our sacred traditions.
There was no arguing with Mr. Lodge, Diary, and I think, on some level, Archie agreed with him. Thanksgiving was important. We needed to hold on to those things that made us human. So Mr. Lodge took Smithers, Kevin, and Ginger into the forest to find something to eat. Jason volunteered himself and Cheryl to go too, since their family used to take hunting trips with the lodges.
And we could use some alone time anyway, don't you think, Sheo?
Yes, Jason.
What must have Thanksgiving been like in the Blossom household, Diary? I can only imagine.
7 years ago.
Before we dig in, I'd like us all to go around the table and say one thing we're thankful for. I'll begin. I'm thankful for my beautiful, perfect family. It's not easy to achieve what we've managed here. The purity of our lives. It requires sacrifice, but I think we all agree it's been more than worthwhile. Penelope?
Thank you, Clifford. I am thankful for this gorgeous house, which you've provided us where we can just be happy, the four of us. I really am so very, very grateful.
That was marvelous, Penelope. Jason?
Yes, Father, I suppose I'm grateful that has born a twin to my beloved sister Cheryl, because it means I'll never be alone. I'll always have someone to play with.
My precious children. My precious little dolls.
That wasn't an accident. As you know, it costs a lot of money. But again, we're happy to do it. And you're welcome. Cheryl, what are you thankful for?
I'm grateful for Sugar. She's such a good puppy. She protects me at night from the monsters.
Yes, well, happy Thanksgiving, Blossoms. To family, to the ties that bind.
Sho, what are you thinking about?
Hmm?
You look deep in thought.
Oh, I was just... Remember Sugar, the puppy I had?
Vaguely.
I loved her so much, remember? And then, remember how Sugar died? Choking on her own leash? No one could quite figure out how that happened. I was inconsolable.
Now, I consoled you the way I always did. The way I always will.
That's right, you did. You do.
Oh, hell. Look. Seems like old Hugham missed a straggler. Don't worry, sis, I've got this.
Dear Diary, there's something weird about Polly's new boyfriend, Nick. I heard them fighting on the porch. Then Polly came in. She was crying. You okay?
What the hell are you doing up? Leave me alone or I'll murder you.
The next morning, she put on a bunch of makeup, but we could still see it.
Nothing. It's stupid. I walked into a closet door.
I knew Polly would hate me forever if I said anything, so I bit my tongue. Dear Diary, Reggie asked me to the homecoming dance today. I told him that, as president of the dance committee, I was going alone, to make sure everything ran smoothly.
Oh, that is such crap, Bets. You're waiting for Chowderhead to invite you, right? Well, don't hold your breath. He's going with the Ice Queen. Boy, you and Midge are all the same. You don't know what you're missing. I mean, it's almost as if you like being poor.
I ended up going with Dilton. Story of my life, Diary. Dear Diary, Archie and I went to Josie's concert tonight. As always, the Pussycats were amazing. Afterwards, we went to Pop's for grilled cheeses and waffle fries, which were also amazing. When I got home, Mom was waiting for me. Mom? Sorry I'm late, but did you get my text?
I did. Thank you for sending that. Will you sit with me, Betty?
I could tell she'd been crying, but I didn't know about what.
You're a good girl, Betty. You always have been. And Archie, he treats you with respect, doesn't he?
Archie? Oh, of course. You know that, Mom.
No, I do. I do know that. Oh, Betty.
What is it? Mom, what's wrong?
Your sister. Polly's going to be leaving us for a while.
What? Why?
Your father decided. He found a place that will take good care of her.
What kind of place? A school? Where's Polly now, Mom? I'll talk to her.
It's too late. She's gone. Oh, Betty, they took Polly away.
Veronica! Oh my God, you scared me.
That means you have a guilty conscience. Whatever you're writing, it's got you on edge.
Remember my diaries I used to keep?
Of course I do. You never let me read them. Even though we're best friends, supposedly.
I'm trying to recreate them. I was writing about Polly. I'm wondering where she is in all of this mess. She could possibly still be alive.
I hope so. I always liked Polly. I liked how she was exactly what she presented to the world.
I don't appreciate your tone, Veronica. If there's something you're implying, or want to ask me, just ask me, for God's sake.
All right. Are you writing about Archie in that slam book of yours? About what his lips taste like when he kissed you?
Veronica Lodge, you need to check your privilege.
No, what I need to check is how big of a liar you are exactly, Little Miss Innocent. You think you're so smart, pretending that there's nothing happening between you two, yet every chance you get, you sneak off to God knows where and Archie has to go looking for you.
Veronica! Give that back to me!
I will after you answer a couple of questions. What does Archie do to you when he finds you? What do you do to him?
Veronica. You're crossing a line. Give Betty the book back. Now.
So I am right. You want your diary back, Betty?
And I swear, diary, I thought she was going to throw you into the fire. And maybe she would have, if not for who staggered back into camp that moment.
Is that?
Oh my God.
We all rushed towards her. She was like Carrie after the prom.
Cheryl, what happened?
Jason's dead. It was awful. And my name's not Cheryl anymore. It's Blaze.
Dear diary, I'm not sure, but I think Cheryl Blossom may have murdered her brother Jason.
Next, Christmas.